やめろ。
What is this game even about? It's something you've probably asked yourself after watching any Yakuza clip out of context. And if you really want to know, then don't click off the video, please! The Yakuza series, also known as the Like a Dragon series in Japan, and I guess here now too, is a series of action beat-em-up games centered around this man, Kazuma Kiryu, and sometimes this man, but I'll get to that in a minute. Yakuza, originally released on the PlayStation 2, is a game about a legendary Yakuza taking the fall after his best friend shoots and kills a clan patriarch. Can you tell I'm reading from a script? It's a tragic story where friends turn to enemies, enemies turn to friends, people die, and the only thing left in the fallout is a broken man and his newfound niece. This game pulls out all the stops, and at the end, Kiryu decides that the one thing he can do from here on out is live for the people closest to him. So how do we get to this? The first Yakuza game was a bit of a risky project. The people behind it didn't know if it was going to do well, and as such, the game's tone and plot are very bleak. It ends on a point that leaves room for a sequel, but doesn't expect one, and it's a very reasonable choice. But the game was a huge hit. At least, I think it was. The first 2 years it was out, it sold around 500,000 copies, which sounds good. Yet, a sequel was released literally a year after the first game, so I guess it was apparent that people loved the game really early on. Regardless, this is where the series starts developing its wacky charm. The story of the second game is very dramatic, but now that the devs have more room to experiment, we get these little moments here and there that bring the tone up a bit. In Chapter 5 of Yakuza 2, while searching for an old ally, Kiryu stumbles upon a roadblock. Some Yakuza thugs are in his way, so he kicks the shit out of them. Directly after the fight, their boss comes outside and apologizes to Kiryu, inviting him inside. Kiryu hears him out, and is greeted by this. And, of course, Kiryu is completely appalled by it and has to fight his way out. Stuff like this has since been sprinkled all throughout each and every single one of these games, and it's not the only reason you don't know exactly what the Yakuza games are about. Yakuza 3 follows in the footsteps of the first two games, but it takes a turn in that it dedicates a good portion of the story to Kiryu looking after an orphanage. Taking place mostly in a new, more relaxed location, the game sets the stage for many more obscene scenarios. A weapons master straight out of a comedy show, a Yakuza family with only 3 members. Whatever this is. And of course, it still manages to fit those good old violent soap opera theatrics that we've come to love in there as well. The game also introduced another huge thing you may know the series for. While this footage isn't from 3, it wouldn't exist without it. Yakuza 3 was the first in the series to feature karaoke, and since the developers loved it so much, both in the game and in real life, it's been in every game since. To stop myself from rambling about every game in the series, I'll just break it down here. The Yakuza series follows a man dragged into conflict after conflict as consequence of his heroic actions, fated to keep the crumbling Yakuza world together with the help of his unique and legendary allies. The games are mostly action brawlers, and they all give you the chance to hang out and immerse yourself in a little bit of Japan with a perverse amount of side activities, leading to every out-of-context clip you've ever seen. And if this at all interests you, then I urge you to give these games a try. Now you might have noticed these two guys in that cool montage. They're not Kiryu. Who are they? This guy right here is Ichiban Kasuga, and he's the new protagonist of the Yakuza series, which recently inherited its Japanese name in the West, now being called the Like a Dragon series. With a new protagonist comes new gameplay, and the newer games play as turn-based RPGs. Now, I'm not a huge fan of turn-based games, but with the latest release, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, I think I'm beginning to warm up to them. But wait, where am I going to get that iconic brawler experience now that the Like a Dragon series is changing? Well, that brings us to this guy. This is Takayuki Yagami, professional broke-ass and martial arts freak. Yagami has two games of his own, that being Judgment and Lost Judgment, the latter of which perfected combat in RGG's own Dragon game engine. If you have Xbox Game Pass, all the mainline games are available and then some. I recommend Yakuza 0 as a starting point. It serves as an origin story for longtime series protagonist Kazuma Kiryu, and it's got a special place in my heart. That sounded stupid. Hey guys, sorry it took so long to get this one out. I put off voice recording for a little while, but it's out now, you know, hopefully enjoyable. I don't know what the next video is going to be, but I would love to make more videos in this style. I think I'm going to keep doing that, but of course, I'll probably do animations too. I think the next video is going to be an animation. Bet you didn't know I did that, huh? I'm also probably going to make another Counter-Strike video, just higher quality this time, something that didn't take like 2 minutes to edit. I just wanted to put this little message at the end for people who watch the whole thing, you know, be prepared for more stuff, because I am committing to that. I don't know how to end this.
Smash that subscribe button.